You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
That you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of your ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Vice President Johnson, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, Reverend clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away, merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom, and to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves for whatever period is required, not because the communists may be doing it, not because we seek their votes, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republics south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good words into good deeds, in a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free governments in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope, in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge of support to prevent it from becoming merely a forum for invective, to strengthen its shield of the new and the weak, and to enlarge the area in which its writ may run. Finally, to those nations who would make themselves our adversary, we offer not a pledge, but a request that both sides begin anew the quest for peace. Before the dark powers of destruction, unleashed by science, engulf all humanity in planned or accidental self-destruction, we dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed. But neither can two great and powerful groups of nations take comfort from our present course, both sides overburdened by the cost of modern weapons, both rightly alarmed by the steady spread of the deadly atom, yet both racing to alter that uncertain balance of terror that stays the hand of mankind's final war. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depth, and encourage the arts and commerce. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burden and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor, not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service surround the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north and south, east and west, that can assure a more fruitful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
Tony, my ex-husband now, was sued by each of the women's husband for moral damage. As a result, my ex-husband was disowned by his parents and got fired from his job as well. He is now working as a day laborer and doing part-time jobs to make ends meet, while continuing to pay what he was claimed.
Hey, Matthew? About the lunch meetup with our parents. Mom told me there's trouble at her work. She tried sorting it out, hoping someone else could deal with it. But she also mentioned she has to go into the office today. So it seems like I will be at the restaurant without my mom first. I hope that's okay.
Oh, really? It's a bummer that she has to go to the office on her day off. If she needs to be there, it must be some serious trouble. Don't worry about it. Just tell her to focus on her work.
Thank you, I will. She's going to make it even if she's late. She said she'll do her best to wrap things up as quickly as she can. Can you let your parents know? Also, please convey how sorry we are to them.
Got it. I'll let them know. At first, we planned this get-together to introduce you to my family as my fiancé. But then, Mom mentioned she wanted to meet your mother before our wedding. I'm sorry for asking your busy mother to make time for us at the last minute.
Mom is excited to meet you and your parents, so don't worry.
That's good. All right, let's get ready soon and go pick up my parents. Take care. Let me know if you get lost.
Take care too. The reservation is at 12, so I'll make sure not to be late. I'll see you later.
It was lovely meeting you earlier. It's Victoria, Matthew's mother. I'm telling you, a woman like you, raised by a single mother, it's your fault for wanting to marry my lovely son.
How nice of you to send a message after what you did to me. What was your intention in doing such a thing? And how did you get my contact information?
When Matthew stepped away for a moment, leaving his phone unattended, I quickly checked it to find your contact information.
What? Really? As soon as I entered the reserved private room at the restaurant, I never imagined I'd experience being slapped with a wad of cash in my life.
So what? Are you expecting me to apologize? No way. I have no intention of apologizing to a poor woman like you who grew up in a single-parent home. Never. By the way, do you know how much money was in that wad?
I was too shocked. I don't remember anything.
That wad of cash was worth $10,000.
I see. That's a lot of money, and you went to all the trouble of preparing it in advance so that you could slap me? You really hate me that much? I don't get why you're treating me this way. What did I do to you?
I already said it, didn't I? All right, I'll say it again. I can't allow my precious son, whom I've raised with love and care, to marry someone like you, coming from a poor single-parent household.
It's true I was raised in a single-parent household, but we are not poor. I don't understand what's wrong with being raised by a single parent.
Not poor? That can't be true. Stop lying. Single-parent households definitely struggle financially.
My mother earns a decent income, so we've never faced financial difficulties. Not even once.
You think that way because you grew up in a poor household. You don't even realize you're poor. On the contrary, my family invested a lot in loving and raising my son, and we didn't face any financial issue. You're a worthless woman who just wants to take advantage of Matthew's money. But that's not going to happen. Matthew seems completely deceived by you, so I have to do something about it.
It breaks my heart hearing all this from you. I accept the fact that you don't like me at this point in time. But even so, using a wad of cash to slap me before introducing myself? Do you really think that's the right thing to do as a mother?
Huh? Are you really that stupid? I did it because I know I'm doing what's right. That's how much I don't approve of you as my son's fiancé. You poor thing. You won't get it until it's spelled out for you. Seriously? It's unimaginable for a mother to be late for such an important dinner like this. Because she doesn't have a decent job. She's being used like that, right?
I assume you've heard it from Matthew. But my mom is running late due to some work trouble. I'm sorry about that. But could you please understand the situation?
Being called into the office on day off? That's unheard of. What kind of major blunder would lead to something like that?
My mother didn't cause the trouble. Besides, my mother just texted me that she will be arriving soon.
Huh? She's coming now? Wait, where are you right now?
The restaurant staff offered me to stay in a vacant private room.
What? You're still around? Then come and get it quickly.
Get what?
The money, obviously. You need the money anyway, don't you? If you break up with my son, I'll give you $10,000. Your mother might cry tears of joy. You're welcome.
Excuse me. I just got a call from my mother that she just arrived. Please give me a moment to talk with her. I will contact you again. I just spoke with my mother. I told her everything you mentioned earlier.
So what? It won't change my mind.
Let me ask you this just to be sure. Do you really want me to break up with your son?
Of course. I'm telling you to break up with him right now.
I understand. I'll go over there with my mother now.
So, coming here means you still want the $10,000, huh? Poor people really have no pride. I'll give you the $10,000, so after you receive it, get the hell out of my sight. Don't ever see my son again. Hannah, please, wait a moment. I didn't know. I never imagined that your mother was the president of our company. It's a common surname, so I didn't notice. I'm really sorry. Please, please come back again. Hannah, I'm really sorry. You can marry my son. Just let me talk to your mother. If this doesn't work out, my position at the company may be in jeopardy. Hey, are you reading this? I'm begging you this much, so please respond. Hannah? Mom. Matthew, where were you? Hannah is not replying to me. Please bring her back. I'm with Hannah. What? Hannah's mother is also here. What? Is that so? Then please, bring the two of them here. Or please tell them to reply to me, please. Seriously, who do you think you are? What? After causing all this, you still don't realize that your position is in jeopardy? Or do you realize but are avoiding facing reality? I'm telling you, it's your fault. Why didn't you tell me that Hannah's mother is the president of our company? If I had known, this wouldn't have happened. I chose not to tell you. Chose not to? You always judge people so easily, based on appearance, occupation, education, or upbringing, right? Well, yes, but What's wrong with that? If I told you in advance that Hannah's mom is the president of your company, you would surely have fawned over Hannah's mother. I thought today's meeting would have turned awkward, you know?
Well, she's the president.
Right. That's why I didn't tell you. But I never imagined it would turn out to be like this. I think you are insane. How could you slap a person with a wad of cash? I feel ashamed to be your son.
That's...
Come to think of it, isn't that money was Dad's? There's no use playing dumb. I know about it. That money is what Dad inherited from Grandpa. I know that you and Dad know each other's personal identification number for emergencies. But it is not an emergency, and it's wrong to withdraw it without permission.
But I'm his wife, so I thought it's okay to do it.
It's not okay. And besides, you took someone's money without permission, slapped my fiancée with it, and asked her to leave me in exchange for that money. Are you serious? Have you no shame?
Well,
I'm so ashamed of myself for having a stupid mother.
Matthew, how dare you talk to your mother like that?
I'm just saying what I want to say because I'm going to cut the ties between you and me.
What?
And also, I'm sure Hannah will probably claim medical expenses, compensation, and damages for the period she can't work. Make sure you pay for it.
What? What for?
Remember when you slapped her and she was surprised and fell to the ground? At that moment, she fell into an awkward position.
Oh no.
She was in a lot of pain, so I took her to the hospital and they told her it was a fracture. Hannah works in an office, mostly on the computer. If she can't use her hand, she'll have to take weeks off work.
That's a lie. Absolutely a lie. But she was texting me earlier. If she has a broken hand, how can she type? I know you are lying. If you were trying to trick me into taking my money, it's not going to happen.
Oh, about earlier? It was me typing.
What?
Well, it's no wonder you didn't notice. I was typing what Hannah was saying.
No way.
I really can't believe what you said to my fiancé.
No, that was...
I'm going to take Hannah home now. Bye.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, and make sure to return the money to Dad.
Wait, Matthew. Hannah, I'm really sorry for causing the fracture. I'm begging you, please forgive me. So, I have a favor to ask you. Can you let me talk to your mother? If things continue like this, I'll be demoted. My husband is pretty angry too. He said he wants a divorce. Hey, you want to marry my son, right? I'll give you my approval, so please. Hannah, are you there? Please, I'm begging you. Hi, Matthew.
Oh, hey. How's your hand? Are you feeling better now? It's been almost 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, but I'm not completely healed yet. I still have to go to physical therapy, but I'll be back at work on Monday.
That's great. I know things have been tough, but you never gave up. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. By the way, last time you mentioned that your parents were going through divorce proceedings. Are they living separately now?
Yes, they are. My parents' house is in my father's name, so my mother moved out.
Oh, really?
After consulting a lawyer, we filed a complaint with the police regarding my mother's actions. Then, my mother offered to compensate us and requested that we withdraw the complaint, right?
Yeah, she actually paid, and we withdrew the complaint.
It seems my mother withdrew money from my father's account again to cover that compensation.
What?
I guess that made him proceed with the divorce. I don't believe it's just about this incident. Rather, it seems that all the issues that have accumulated over time have finally reached a breaking point for him.
Well, that's understandable.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the day when your mom was late due to work trouble during the meetup with my parents? Well, that trouble was actually...
Oh, that? I heard about it later from Mom, too. It was because your mom made a mistake at her job, right?
Yeah, it looks like she got demoted because of it.
I see.
It's surprising how arrogantly she behaves despite being at fault. Even though she's my mother, I feel ashamed. I'm genuinely sorry to you and your mother.
You didn't do anything wrong, so you don't have to apologize. My mom thinks the same too.
Thank you for the understanding.
Anyways, I brought the brochure of the wedding venue we were talking about the other day. Want to take a look?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll bring it tomorrow. Well then, I'm going to sleep soon. I have to wake up early for our date.
All right, I'm going to sleep soon too. I can't wait to see you.
Me too. See you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams. As a result of the divorce settlement, my parents' divorce was finalized. The savings that my mother withdrew from my father's account, it seems she promised to repay $500